Yo, what's up guys? This is Rise and welcome to another episode of the show that everyone loves. The show where the teams are made up, the elo does not matter. That's right, this is Spicy Saturday. And normally when we're on Spicy Saturday, it's centered around a Pokemon that you typically never see in the Go Bad League. Something crazy, spicy, ridiculous. Rise, is that even possible to use? Well, sometimes it's about the individual Pokemon. Sometimes it's more about the team concept itself. So this isn't going to be your typical Spicy Saturday where we see like one individual crazy Pokemon, but this is a double legendary Dark Flyer team, and you very rarely see Yveltal in the Ultra League. You very rarely see Galarian Moltres in the Ultra League. It's more common in the Great League. So this team I thought was pretty cool. And Michika Minori is the submission artist. I think that's a Japanese name, if I'm not mistaken. Michika? Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Anyway, G-Weezy, double dark legendary flyers in the back. A cool Ultra League team on this Spicy Saturday. I know, not the traditional crazy spice that we're maybe spoiled with from time to time, but I thought this was a pretty cool team concept. And here we go. Galarian Moltres looking very cool, flying in the air. I love the design of both of these Pokemon as well. They have a similar design, and they remind me a little bit of Red Eyes Black Dragon from any of my fellow Yu-Gi-Oh players back then. I don't still follow Yu-Gi-Oh really. I don't know anything about it these days. They've got all this new stuff that I don't know what's going on. But back in the day, I used to play in the OG days. We see Earthquake connect on G-Weezy. That's going to hurt. And running double nuke moves on G-Weezy. And just going to let it go. Just going to put this all on Yveltal. And this is kind of what I was thinking with this team. Both of the back Pokemon have a lot of closing power. So that's probably why this trainer is electing to run double nuke moves on the Weezing. Just trying to get shields down and save protect shields for the back two Pokemon. If this is Acid Spray, this could be tough. But it is a Scald, that's nice. And we don't get debuffed. So a good start here to closing this game out. Going for an Oblivion Wing on the Chart Attack priority, very nice. Forcing the opponent to make the decision. They're going to shield to get off another Charge Attack. We still have G-Weezy as a potential catch, and I think we banked a move as well. So that could really come in handy here. Gliscor comes back. We're going for the Oblivion Wing. Is this going to be enough? Shadow Gliscor going to try and absorb this. It does, and we catch rather an Aerial Ace, but now can we get the Sucker Punch down before another Yveltal gets the Sucker Punch down? The remaining Pokemon are so low that we are going to get the farm down and have a move stored for the final Pokemon. A nice win to start things off here. And it's on to the next one. Girafachu. That's a funny little name. Okay, Steelix. If it's running Dragon Tail, it's not bad, but it's Thunderfang, so we actually gotta stay in here. I like that we're over-farming to not debuff ourselves so quickly, but the opponent's building up quite a lot, which is a little bit scary, right? They could potentially go for an Earthquake here, and they do shield the attack. We're going to respect a potential Earthquake, but it's just a Psychic Fang, so that's a little bit unfortunate. We definitely would have preferred to take that, but not the end of the world. We get off another Overheat. They might be more inclined to let this one go, and then we're going to clear our debuff, and we don't have to respect any charge attacks really coming from Steelix here. So that's a nice thing. Breaking Swipe not doing that much, as you see. Galarian Moltres gonna have to eat another attack here. It is another Breaking Swipe. Unfortunately, we don't have like a great charge attack here. We kind of have to go for Brave Bird to knock out because Ancient Power would not be enough. Ancient Power would be double resisted, right, by the Steel and the Ground typing. So Brave Bird connects. In comes Mandy. Okay, another Dark Flyer. I was thinking, could you imagine if they went as far as running triple Dark Flyers? That'd be a little bit insane. But Mandy staying in here. I wouldn't have minded to see like a catch on Weezing, but this is probably the smarter play, honestly. Just let it go. You get to align Weezing here. And then you still have a shield for your Yveltal in the back. Shields down. They might not be expecting Weezing to have Play Rough here. They probably... Yeah, there's no way, right? They're thinking this is probably another Overheat. but it's actually the super effective Play Rough, big damage. And Manabuzz going to fire off another Aerial Ace. We're just going to stay in, it seems. We're starting to get kind of low. In comes Gator, but this is great. This is great for Yveltal, resisting the Shadow Claws. It's non-shadow, so you don't necessarily need to shield, but going to shield up anyway. It is just a Hydro Cannon, and we are going to have to absorb potentially another Hydro Cannon here. After all this Sucker Punch damage, I would think Oblivion Wing would be enough from this range, but let's see. Oblivion Wing coming through. Bang! Knocks out the Gator. Nearly at another already. And Yveltal is going to sweep just as this team is designed, right? We're able to pull some shields with G-Weezy. And set up the back line. Very nice. Game number 3. Here we go. G-Weezy into Zygarde. Amazing lead. G-Weezy's going to love this. So they swap into Tentacruel. Doesn't have a great answer. So is actually going to elect to Overheat and then Dip. Overheat being a very strong move. Even though resisted, still going to provide some nice chip damage. And hopefully will help secure this secondary matchup here for the Moltres. But going to Prospect. A charge attack with a shield is just a Scald. The awkward thing here is I don't think Ancient Power is going to be enough, so you're probably going to have to eat another attack. But that's fine, I guess. Ancient Power connects. Oh, and we get the boost. We get the boost. Let's go, baby. This is a Blizzard. Oh, my gosh. But thanks to the boost, we actually hang on. We actually hang on. Not going to reach the Brave Birds. They're just going to have to settle for Ancient Power here. If we somehow got a shield. Oh, they lost count. They were off on their count, so we get a little bit fortunate to grab that Protect Shield. This should... I wasn't really counting. Is this just Crunch? Bulldoze. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Bulldoze got a buff, and this just looks like really great positioning here. Not a whole lot Mr. Gastrodon can do. As long as this trainer kept the switch advantage, right? As long as they kept the alignment with that Tentacruel safe swap, this was going to be a very comfortable game. And at this point, just going to focus on that good timing. Oblivion Wing coming through. Oblivion Wing connects on little Gastrodon. The snail. Going to go for another Oblivion Wing here. And the switch timer is probably up, so you can even swap Weezing if you want at this point. Has all this energy ready to go. Still has a Protect Shield to hide behind. Very comfortable positioning here. Play Rough nearly knocks out. Zygarde is ridiculously bulky. So that Play Rough did like less than half. But a nice win nonetheless. Playing against Matt. Weezing into Malamar. Whole team is pretty good against Malamar. Do we swap here? Oh, simul swap. Well, that works out well. That's interesting. Both trainers wanted to get out of that matchup. Both would be dealing super effective damage. I'd probably slightly favor... I don't know. I guess if you're willing to expend shield, it's better for Malamar. But if you're just going for a shield advantage, like there's 0 shield, it's definitely better for Weezing. So it kind of depends. Going to let this attack go through on Moltres. Hydro Cannon still chunking. I can't imagine, can't imagine Malamar comes in. So it's their own Weezing. Gonna go for a Parting Braybird before going down. I think you kind of have to let yourself get farmed down here. Oh, and you actually reach an Ancient Power as well. That's massive. Some really valuable chip damage here. This will definitely put it within like Overheat range. And maybe even like Oblivion Wing range if it comes down to that in the end game. But just going to allow this to go through. It's going to be a Play Rough, resisted, beautiful. And just going to go straight for the Overheat. No messing around. No messing about. G-Weezy. Grabs the final Protect Shield, and at this stage in the game, I think you just stay in, and if they swap, you swap. Yeah. And this is just GG's, honestly. Especially in the Ultra League, I don't know if double Superpower would even be enough. So you really don't even need to respect the Superpower here. Yeah, it looks like the second Superpower, because of the debuff, is not going to be quite enough. Oblivion Wing going to do some sizable damage. Nearly knocks out Malamar. They do get off an attack, but this is almost better in a sense because you give less farm to the Weezing. Weezing will get a Fairy Wind down, but as we saw, they are running Play Rough. Doesn't appear that they have Overheat. And we win the Charge Attack priority. This Overheat, since our debuff has been cleared, will knock out the opposing Weezing. And that is a GG. The Simul Swap was pretty helpful for us. But to be fair, if they had stayed in and saw our swap, they go Weezing. Once we lure out the Weezing, maybe our secondary Dark Flyer sweeps anyway. Another good lead. Let's go. Licky Licky swap. Bit of an awkward Pokemon to see. Doesn't have an obvious response, so forced to stay in at least for the time being with G-Weezy. Overheat connects. Goes for a catch. Could this be an Earthquake catch? That would be so nasty. Oh, it's a Shadow Ball. That's pretty good, too. That is a pretty good catch, too. And you don't really have to worry about any charge attacks here. You got to assume they're just going to go for Body Slams at this point. Body Slams will start to spam away. I wonder if the opponent invests a shield on this charge attack and tries to flip this matchup. Let's see. Oh, they actually save Licky. Go into Zygarde, but this is totally fine, right? Because we get off a Parting Brave Bird, can swap straight into Weezing. This is really good. Yeah, this situation just looks really good for us. Plus, if Licky Licky comes back, we know that they don't even have like that threatening of a move for G-Weezy, so the opponent's out of here. Very dominant win there in that battle, and that's the first set of 2. And it looks like a 5-0. Very impressive. Approaching that veteran rank. This isn't just in little bitty elo range. This is near veteran. This is higher than Rise right now. Rise took like 12 days off to go Battle League via Little Cup Master League shenanigans and going home and visiting family for the holidays. So Rise, this is right around where Rise is elo-wise right now. And this trainer is running a pretty clever team. Here we go. Malamar not enjoying this matchup against Moltres. Oh, Hyper Beam is pretty cool. They swap in their own Moltres, but there's no way they're going to expect the Yveltal back. And if this is their best answer for Moltres, you have to presume Yveltal is going to be quite strong in the back. They're actually forced to expend energy on Moltres. That's great for us, because now we can just let this go, come in Weezing. They do boost. That's unfortunate. Hopefully Play Rough still knocks out. Yeah, gotta kind of respect Brave Bird now. But shields are down for them. Brave Bird definitely will knock out now. And they catch on Malamar, but like that's fine. We get rid of Malamar this way. He had to get rid of it at some point anyway. And now there's no way. Yeah, okay. Tentacruel comes in. I would have preferred to maybe keep this energy, but maybe felt like this chip damage is going to be valuable in putting this within range of 1 Oblivion Wing. I guess the slightly awkward thing here is if Moltres now swaps, do we knock it out with a charge attack, or do we allow that to get to Brave Bird? Ooh, maybe a little bit greedy here. Let's see if this is Ancient Power or Brave Bird. Just Ancient Power. Oh, they boost again. What? 2 boosts in 1 game. What's going on? What is happening? Oblivion Wing doesn't knock out, but the boost actually gives us more farm and allows us to get to another Oblivion Wing. So did the boost actually help us there? Possibly? The boost might have won us the game. I don't know. Maybe we wouldn't have taken as much damage if not for the boost. So we would have got there anyway, but that's actually kind of crazy. G-Weezy into Tentacruel. Bad lead. So we'll probably safe swap the Moltres. Tentacruel going to stay in momentarily. Fire off a charge attack first. Acid Spray or Scald. Which will it be? Acid Spray this time. And we don't shield, which is nice. Switch Timer is also desynced, which is pretty good. They don't really have a threatening charge attack for us. So I wonder if there's any way that we could actually live an attack here and still reach the Brave Bird. There's no way, right? We're 4 times debuffed at this point. Crunch, nearly enough. Could you imagine if we still got there? Weezing comes back. We know they could have Bulldoze, but we're still just going to let this go. We saw the underwhelming Bulldoze damage still. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty crazy for super effective damage, how little that does. We're actually forced to fire off the play rough, which is a little bit annoying, right? It's so much energy to expend just for a little bit of health. That's where we kind of miss not having the brutal swing. Gonna throw an overheat here. They're probably not gonna protect shield, which could open up the potential sucker punch down. It's hard to shield this knowing that they acid sprayed last time. So gonna call the acid spray, but we are now double debuffed. Going for the Oblivion Wing, wants to force them to use a shield if they're gonna fire back with an attack of their own, and that's exactly what happens. Kind of have to shield even though you know it's probably an acid spray at this point. Gotta preserve some of that health. And it's Gastro. Maybe this isn't over. Do we switch or do we stay? We're 4 times debuffed. So we switch. And we're gonna... Oh, we got a little greedy. I think we had to commit to the overheat there. However, let's say we overheat. I think I think it wouldn't have mattered. Because Yveltal was dry, right? So they would have just got to double body slam anyway. Anyway, here we go. Another Steelix. Thunderfang Steelix, a bit of a core breaker. If overheat lands, that would be so nice. Once again, charge attack priority. It seems like opponents are building up to the Earthquake smartly just to threaten it. They do protect shield the overheat. We're going to respect the Earthquake. And they actually went for it this time. That's nice. It's a lot of energy we were able to shield up there. Going for a second overheat. Are they going to be willing to double shield or not? Overheat. They do double shield, so we switch. Moltres swap is pretty uncomfortable still because we can't knock it out yet with a move. And they're just chunking away at us with these Thunderfangs. So we're going to throw Brave Bird here, but honestly, they're probably going to be able to survive this and then just Thunderfang us down. Or are they? Yeah, okay, they are. I guess you come in Yveltal because you can actually absorb the attack. You know they would have a threatening Earthquake for Wheezy. So we take the Breaking Swipe. Oh, beautiful. What a matchup in the back. Giratina with nowhere to go against this entire team. Dark Pulse, bang, big damage. And at this point, I think you can close this out in a multitude of ways. Going to... Oh, I forgot there was still a third Pokemon. My bad. Steelix put in so much work. But Yveltal, although we were kind of triple weak to Steelix, they were double weak to both of our back Pokemon. And Yveltal is essentially going to sweep the entire team on its own. After G-Weezy pulled the shields off of the Steelix. Very nicely done. It looks like veteran rank is in store soon. And another great lead. Virizion will be uncomfortable for the back Pokemon. And they safe swap Steelix. Okay, so this immediately becomes a little bit more uncomfortable. Builds up a ton of energy. Overheat coming through. I wouldn't hate to see like a swap immediately. Yeah. Especially since we landed it. That's super nice. Because now we can just absorb everything here. They are running Breaking Swipe for neutral damage, but you see how underwhelming that damage is. And we just go for a full Sucker Punch down. Perhaps they can switch at some point here before we get the full farm down. But now if Virizion comes in, we've got the Brave Bird to threaten it, so we're going to pull shields. I love this situation. Oh, this is so good. Because I think we even get to double Brave Bird if they come in Virizion, so they actually come in Licky Licky instead. This way they can get a farm down. But we should have Brave Bird plus Ancient Power. Very nice awareness. That you're probably not going to reach the Brave Bird, so you get off a parting Ancient Power here. And, yeah, you just come in Yveltal. Really no threatening charge attacks from Licky Licky. So although they have the super effective rollouts, it's not that bad for Yveltal. They're just going to be firing off these body slams. And I like this. Because especially since we only have hard-hitting charge attacks, we guarantee a shield. And then we swap in. And this is going to become much more comfortable for Wheezy. If they don't have Stone Edge, right? Like, it's just... That's just such a hard counter matchup, so. Very well played. Very dominant. Could have allowed the Steelix to run rampant if you're not careful, but played it very well. Okay. Gastro, tough lead, so we're going to safe swap Moltres. And they answer with Steelix. So Let's see how this plays out. I doubt we're going to be able to flip this. Going to allow them to throw first before we debuff ourselves. I think that makes sense. And they don't have Breaking Swipe. Okay. So double Brave Bird. Could that be enough to pull a shield advantage here? Let's see. First Brave Bird. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like this Brave Bird they need to shield. But let's see if the opponent recognizes that. They do. So this looks pretty good for the opponent. Because they can get off multiple Psychic Fangs, I think. Oh, so we actually come in Yveltal. But how are we going to get rid of that Gastro now? Psychic Fangs connects. And I mean, if this is just Psychic Fangs, it's not going to do much at all. And you can't imagine they come in Gastro. They do, though. What? Okay. Double debuffed Yveltal. So whatever's in the back is also weak to Yveltal. Could it be like a Giratina again? I don't know. Oh, it's Drifbloom. Interesting. Okay. So Yveltal really going to core break this back line. I think the opponent really messed up here. I think they would have been much better off actually just staying in with Gastro, because you force them to stay in with the debuffed. You force them to stay in with the debuffed Yveltal, and then maybe Drifbloom could have actually beaten the Weezing, especially with the moveset. But to be fair, they don't know about this obscure Weezing moveset. Play Rough coming through, grabs the final Protect Shield, but you're going to need to land at least 2 Body Slams here. So unless Gastro can reach triple Body Slam, Yveltal should have this. And they're kind of panicking. They're settling for bad timing here. Let's see. Is that going to cost them? Are they going to reach the 3rd Body Slam? They are. They knew they would get there anyway. So I was being a little bit critical of the opponent's play there, but they proved me wrong. They said, Rise, calm down. I know what I'm doing. And they pull off a win from Mishika. However, Mishika hitting veteran rank with a very cool and a very fun team. Double Dark Legendary Flyers. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment down below. All comments are appreciated. And hit that like button as well if you enjoyed the content. But all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.